For special request today, we're making a cheesy rice casserole with poblano peppers and corn. First, we're going to roast 3 poblano peppers in the air fryer. You can also roast them on a comal skillet over an open flame or in the oven. Remove them from the air fryer and transfer them to a plastic bag for about 15 minutes. Using a fine mesh colander, rinse 1 cup of long-grain white rice. Once the water runs nice and clear, place it over a bowl or a measuring cup for about 15 minutes or until the rice is completely dry. Meanwhile, we're going to remove the skin from the peppers, trim off the stem, cut them open, and remove the seeds and the vines from each one. Slice them into long strips, then into 2 to 3 inch strips. To prepare the rice, add 2 cups of chicken broth to the blender along with 1 garlic clove. I'm using 2 because they're fairly small, and 1/4 of an onion. Cover and blend on high for a good 30 seconds to a minute or until the garlic and the onion are well broken down. In a medium pan, heat up your preferred cooking oil over medium heat. I'm using olive oil. By this time, the rice is completely dry. Transfer it to the pan with the preheated oil and saute for about 3 minutes or until the rice is lightly toasted. Add in the broth from the blender and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon or salt to your liking. I prefer to use the chicken bouillon because it gives it a lot more flavor, but you can choose whichever one you prefer. Once it reaches a light simmer, turn down the burner to low-medium heat and cover for 10 minutes. I have my burner set at 4.0. After 10 minutes, remove it from the burner but leave the lid on and try not to uncover it until it's ready to be used. In a separate pan, melt 3 tablespoons of butter and a small splash of olive oil. Once the butter has completely dissolved, add half a minced onion and 1 garlic clove. Saute over low-medium heat for about 1 to 2 minutes or until the onion and the garlic are nice and fragrant. Then add 1 15-ounce can of corn. You can also use fresh corn. If you're using fresh corn, saute the corn for about 5 minutes before adding the chile poblanos. But since we're using the corn kernels, we're going to add the chile poblanos right after adding the corn. Mix everything together and saute for an additional 2 to 3 more minutes. Once the peppers begin to release some of that flavor, we're going to season with 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. We're also going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese and half a cup of Mexican sour cream, or you can also use regular sour cream. Using your spoon, break down the cream cheese until all the ingredients are well combined. Depending on your preference, you can use half of the block of cream cheese, or if you prefer yours extra creamy, use the entire block. I ended up using the entire block to make it extra creamy. Simmer for an additional 3 to 4 more minutes over low heat, then mix in the cooked rice. Once all the ingredients are well combined, transfer it to an ungreased baking dish. Using your spoon, spread out the mixture until it's evenly covering the entire bottom of the baking dish. Top it off with your favorite melting cheese. I'm using Oaxaca. Bake at 350 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes or until the cheese is nice and melted. And enjoy with your favorite dishes.